Okay, wait a minute. This reminds me of the jelly rain that came down in Washington in 1994. It rained this jelly rain 6 days over the span of 3 weeks in Oakville, Washington in August of 1994. It wasn't hail, it wasn't rain, it was literally made up of white blood cells and bacteria. It made several people extremely ill and actually killed a couple animals. A woman named Dottie touched this rain. You know, she went out and picked it up thinking it was hail, and she was wondering what it was. It was like a jelly-like substance. And then I think that night, or maybe the day after, she got extremely ill. She fainted. Her heart rate was really high, and she was sweating. And her family members took her to the hospital, and they figured out, after, samples got sent to the Washington State Department of Health, that this jelly-like substance contained white blood cells and bacteria that can only be found in the digestive system. There were a lot of theories about, where this rain came from, and the police did an investigation, and they came up with a story, and they came up with another story saying that it was from like jellyfish or fish or some shit. I mean, the public was not having those stories. Those were a little suspicious. And there's this theory, which is to me most plausible, that this was a military experiment, because I think there's a military army base, Navy base, whatever base, in the area. And people thought they were doing this kind of like biological warfare experiment on human subjects. Maybe they were testing out this biological rain as a tactic for warfare, making people sick, whatever. Honestly, I actually heard about this story from this girl on YouTube, Haley Elizabeth. So anyways, after, the Department of Health and all these places tested this jelly substance, all of a sudden, the samples started disappearing, and no one could apparently figure out where they went or why they disappeared. The origin and the reasoning and the how and why and everything about this jelly rain is still unsolved since 1994. Tell me why there was white blood cells, the kind of blood cells that help you fight off disease, was in this shit that was coming from the sky. I don't know, man, but this story reminded me of your comment and, the rain in Vegas making people sick. The more you know.